Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at y'all barefaced, no makeup on, no skincare on. We're gonna be doing a full face review of Jones Road Beauty, and this is actually my fourth time filming this video. First time I filmed it, I had gotten interrupted and I wasn't able to finish that video. The second time I filmed it, I had so many thoughts that were not consolidated down that footage ended up being over an hour long, and I was not gonna put y'all through that. And then the third time I filmed it, when I went to edit it, the white balance was so off and just unusable that I did not feel comfortable putting that out because you couldn't even really tell what shades the products were. Everything was just very off in that footage. So we're back for a fourth time, and I'm hoping that this video is up to my standards by the time that I look back on this footage. But like I said, we're gonna be going through Jones Road Beauty, and I've got so many different products from them. I've got the new foundation, skincare, the concealer pencil, a bunch of eyeshadows, and we're gonna be doing a full face using all of their products. And I'm just gonna give you more concise thoughts on each product as I use it, and hopefully this video will not be an hour long. So let's get into it. I want to start off with the skincare first. This is the Light Moisture Cream and then the eye cream from Jones Road, and both of these are extremely hydrating, plumping, just amazing feeling on the skin. I'm not gonna apply this to my skin because the What the Foundation is basically a moisturizer in itself, but I wanted to just show you guys what this looks like. This is seriously one of the best creams I've tried in a while. I feel like it absorbs into the skin so nicely and it leaves your skin feeling baby smooth. The only thing is that it is a really rich moisturizer, so putting it underneath the What the Foundation, for me personally, with combination oily skin, it was too much moisture. I looked so greasy, so I'm gonna pass on applying a moisturizer. Like I said, I don't have anything on my skin. I am, however, gonna apply the eye cream. This is a little bit thicker than the moisturizer, but it still is very, very plumping, hydrating to the skin. And I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes and around the eye area, just to kind of prep the eyes, since I do have some dry patches that are typically like my eyes and then right here on my cheeks. So just for some extra hydration, I'm gonna apply this. But the real hydration from this look is gonna come from their new foundation. This is called What the Foundation. This is the newest launch, I believe, from Jones Road Beauty, and I have it in two shades. So I've got the shade beige and then the shade light. Right now I'm shade beige. These are technically foundation moisturizers. They have a little bit more coverage than a tinted moisturizer, but I would still say they're pretty light to medium coverage foundations. One thing about these though is that they are incredibly hydrating. They are definitely gonna be in place of your moisturizer, especially if you have combo skin or even just slightly oily skin or just normal skin. I would say this can replace your moisturizer. I would not recommend pairing it over a moisturizer because you'll just look really, really greasy, and I made that mistake the first time I filmed this video. But this is the packaging. It comes in this glass jar, and personally I don't like the packaging. I think that's my least favorite thing about this product. One, it's just not the cleanest way to get makeup out with like dipping your hand in there or even a spatula. It's extremely messy, and also just the thought of like having this product open to the air and to your hands is just kind of gross to me. But I do like the product itself. One thing that I've noticed about this specific shade, so this is the beige shade, is that this formula has been separating on me every time I use it, whereas this shade, this is the light shade, and this shade has been a lot thicker. You can see they're very different. I'll show you guys them side by side. So I don't know if it's just a mishap in the creation of this one, but for some reason this one comes off more thick, like a peanut butter consistency or like a true foundation, and this one comes off a little bit more oily and separated. So that's one thing that I'm kind of annoyed about with this product, is that this one is separating a lot, and this is actually the shade that I would say is the shade for me right now. But also they're really not that different. This is light, this is beige, and they're really not that much different. I guess I could go in with the light. I'm gonna do that because in the other videos I had applied the beige one multiple times in the other takes that I did, and because it was so separated, my skin was so oily. So I'm gonna use the one that's not separated, and we're gonna just compare if it just happens to be like a fluke with this one. It's just so messy, the fact that you have this little cap here and you need some kind of spatula or you need to use your hands. It just feels unnecessarily messy to me, but the actual product itself I really like. I just wish it came in a tube. So I've got you guys zoomed in so you can see kind of what it looks like on my face as I apply it. Definitely start light-handed with this and build it up as you need it. I have tried applying this multiple different ways now. I've tried it with a brush, I've tried it with a sponge, and then I've just used my hands like a normal moisturizer. And I've gotta say, just use your hands. The brush works fine, but I feel like to really get the product to kind of sink into the skin, you're gonna wanna use your fingers to warm up the product. You could tell with the other one how it's separated that there's a lot of oils in the product that, you know, will sink into the skin to the warmth of your hand. So I would just recommend using your hand and then washing your hand. I don't particularly like products that you have to apply with your hands just because they feel kind of messy to me. Again, I just feel like this is an unnecessarily messy product, but I found that it does look the most natural when you apply it with your fingers versus with a brush. So you can kind of see here too the coverage. You can still see a little bit of redness from my skin underneath it, especially when I have to apply things with my hands or just be a little bit more hands-on on my face. My face does get a little bit red, so that redness will calm down kind of as I let the skin relax, but that's why my face is a little bit flushed right now. So this product, when applied with the hands, looks so natural. You really can't see like where the foundation starts and where it ends. So I really like the look and the finish and the natural feel of this foundation. Again, it's just so messy. Even when you try to close it, it just kind of gets everywhere. So I don't really feel like it's a very travel friendly product just because you have to like put the jar lid somewhere and it just feels kind of like not super travel friendly. But this is what it looks like on the skin. It's got a really nice kind of dewy finish. We already have a really good glow from the product, so I definitely did not need to add more rich moisturizer underneath it. I will say this is coming off less dewy and oily than the other shade that I tried in the other videos. So I think that other shade might just be, for some reason, the formula got messed up or it just is separating for some reason. I really can't figure out why it's separating because I've mixed it together every time I've tried it, and I've used it 3 or 4 times since I got it, and every single time I've had to like stir it up and try to like get it back mixed together. This one has not separated at all, and I think it actually has a really pretty dewy natural finish. Now I'm gonna go in with the face pencil. This is in shade 8. This is their concealer pencil, and this actually came out before their foundation. One thing that I really like about this is that it's in this pencil form. So this is super travel friendly. You don't need any kind of brush to blend it out. It warms up with the warmth of your hands, so you can just apply it onto the face and then blend it out with your fingers. It plays really nicely with the foundation. I think these two products work great together, and this is more of a medium coverage concealer, but it's super natural, so you can't really tell even where you've added concealer. It melts into the skin really nicely, and it has a pretty decent amount of coverage. I would say it's really good for evening out skin tone with like acne scarring or dark spots. The only thing I would say is it probably wouldn't conceal active breakouts very well just because it is a more light medium coverage, But if you're just trying to even out skin tone and just trying to minimize discoloration from scarring, I think it is a really great tool for that. So I'm just gonna apply this on my dark spots. You can also apply it pretty generously to any places in your face that you just want more coverage. So it can be a spot concealer, but it can also kind of cover decently sized areas of the face. But this is what it looks like. Again, you can't tell where the concealer was applied. It just blends into the foundation really, really nicely. So since I've had quite a bit of time to play around with this foundation, I've tried it with setting powder and I've tried it without. I will say with setting powder, I like the look of it better just because there's not as much dewiness going on. So I'll set probably right here, my forehead, and then my chin. One thing I will say though is that this foundation, as it wears throughout the day, you really can't tell where the foundation starts and ends. So there's not any super bad migration or like patchiness because it is such a light coverage in the first place. Where it's gonna wear, you're not really seeing it kind of disappearing from the face. It still feels like it's almost camouflaged into the skin. Jones Road, if you haven't picked up on it yet, is a very user-friendly, natural looking makeup brand. And I don't think I mentioned this, but it's actually founded by the original founder of Bobbi Brown. But I would typically reach for this foundation and concealer on days where I cannot be bothered to do a full face of makeup or do like a really heavy foundation look. So I've really liked this for very casual days. If you just want a one-step process, I like the fact that this is your moisturizer and a light to light medium coverage foundation. I'm gonna set my face really quickly with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish setting powder, and I really love this stuff. I just think it's so natural, but it just kind of mattifies where you need it. I always like to mattify right here around the mouth too, because I feel like that gets really dewy throughout the day. Obviously, Jones Road's whole look is dewy, glowy, balmy, hydrated skin. And I've gotta say, like, my skin looks so incredibly healthy and hydrated. I just know for me personally, I don't need that much help getting my skin to be very hydrated because I do get really oily throughout the day. So now I'm going to actually apply some bronzer, and Jones Road doesn't have bronzer. So I'm gonna use the Say Sun Melt in Light Bronze. This is a cream bronzer, and I would say if Jones Road was gonna put out a bronzer, it'd probably be pretty similar to this. This one is a little bit more oily than the Chanel bronzer, the cream bronzer that they have. I like the cream bronzer from Chanel a little bit better because it goes down more of like a matte powder. However, this also plays really nicely with these products because it is so creamy and a little bit more like, not oily, but it goes on a little bit more, we're gonna just say it goes on dewy. So I'm just gonna apply this on my cheeks and then I'll blend it out once I get the product on a little bit. And I'm doing a pretty light amount of bronzer, but I just like having something here. So I thought I would just go in with another cream product. So that's the bronzer, and it's super natural looking, but you can see it does have like a glow to it. And I believe I actually had one of y'all ask me about this bronzer, so now you can see it applied. So for my blush, I'm gonna use the Lip and Cheek Stick. This is in Tawny Nude. This is just one of their multi-purpose sticks. A lot of brands have released these lately. It's a really pretty kind of like berry shade. And I've applied this with a brush and with my fingers, and honestly, it just goes on better using the warmth of your hands. So I'm just going to tap this into the skin here. You can build this up. It's extremely pigmented, which I really like. I'm not a big fan of blushes where you feel like you have to get so much product on your face to get any type of color. And that's one thing about the balms that I have just been trying to understand. If you guys are familiar with Jones Road or you've seen any of their ads on Instagram, they have these all-purpose balms that are slightly tinted. The only thing with those is that I've never gotten amazing color payout from their balms, and I actually have a bunch of them that I want to talk about. So I've got 2 of the large Miracle Balms. This is in Dusty Rose, and this is what I mean by is tinted. The only thing about this is that you really don't get that much color payout. It's more of just like a sheen with the slightest bit of color. So if you're wanting a cheek color, I would definitely do the Lip and Cheek Stick over the balm. These are definitely for if you want to look like you have literally no makeup on, like honestly, I would do this with just spot concealing and that would be my no makeup look. I don't find them highly effective for getting any type of real color payout. This one is a new launch from them. This is the Miracle Balm in Golden Hour, and this one I've actually really enjoyed using as a highlighter on the face. This one, again, doesn't have crazy color payout, but this one has so much reflective shimmer to it that I feel like it just bounces light really nicely. So I'm gonna take this balm here and apply it to my cheeks over the blush. And it's just gonna give a nice light golden tint, but more so it's gonna give some bounce back to the light. So using it as a highlighter, and you can also use this on your lips as well. But this is definitely one of those things that you're just applying a balm straight to the face. So if you don't like that feeling or that like kind of tackiness, I would say that this is not a product that you would enjoy. But if you do like your skin to feel super hydrated and like kind of like balmy, you might really like it. I will say out of all of the shades that I've tried, Golden Hour is definitely my favorite, and I feel like the one that I'll probably use most often. I've used this on like a pool day. I'll like apply sunscreen, spot conceal, and then just apply this to my cheeks, and it just adds the slightest bit of like golden-y flecks to the skin, which is just very pretty. I did just recently get their travel kit of the Miracle Balms that they just released. So in the travel kit, there are 5 shades, and I'll just show you these really quickly. Again, these don't have a ton of color payout, so even though they appear like they're darker, they're really not. So this is the shade Bronze, and I'll show you guys, there really is like hardly any color payout. It's barely noticeable. So I'll use these like on my lips as a lip balm, but I haven't really used these on my face because I've been using Golden Hour on my face, so I've just had these as lip balms. The next shade is Au Naturel, clear, basically. You're not gonna get any color out of this one. That one's definitely just a lip balm. Next shade is Magic Hour. It looks really dark. It looks like it's a dark brown, but again, there's really no color to it. This one has little sparkly flecks in it though, which is pretty, but you can see they're kind of all just the same. I really don't think there's much difference in any of these balms, really. Next shade is Tawny, which looks like this kind of brick red color. And you get a little bit of color there, so, but as you blend it into the skin, it's just very natural. That might give you like the slightest bit of color. I'll put it on my lips, see? It's very faint, but you do get like the slightest bit of tint on that one. And then this is Dusty Rose, which I believe, isn't it the same color as this one? Yeah, Dusty Rose. So I have the big one and the small one of this. I've used this on my cheeks before, the Dusty Rose one. Hardly really any color payout, so again, just use the cheek and lipstick if you want some color. But those are the Miracle Balms, and I would definitely say that if you're not into balmy products, I would pass on these. Really just get one if you feel like you're gonna like that feeling on your skin. Okay, next up we've got eyeshadows, and I've got 3 different types of eyeshadows. One is their liquid eyeshadow, and I like this just fine, honestly. I feel like the color is really pretty, the payout's really nice. The only thing is that it dries pretty fast, so you have to work really quickly with it to do any type of blending on your eye. So you just gotta move quickly with it. Also, I feel like it is a little bit sheer, like a lot of the color kind of picks up as you start to blend it out. So this is honestly not one that I reach for all that often, but I thought I would just share my thoughts on it. The other eyeshadows though, I am a huge fan of. So I'm gonna start with the best eyeshadows. These are single shade compacts, and they're just stunning colors, beautiful pigments, and they're just so pretty as all over lid colors. So this is the first shade in Rose Gold, and these are incredibly pigmented, so they're just so pretty on the skin. That's Rose Gold. Next shade is Champagne. This one's more of a gold, a true gold, a little bit more orangey. And then the last shade is Copper, and this one is a true copper shade. But they're all just so pigmented and beautiful. The other eyeshadows that Jones Road has are these little pods. These are called just a Sec eyeshadows, and they come in these little jars like this, and I absolutely love these as well. So this is in the shade Topaz, and these ones are more of a creamy formula, but they're so pretty and they just blend out really nicely because they're cream. This one is in the shade Golden Peach, so it's the lightest shade that I have. Really pretty. And then this is my favorite shade. This is the shade Bronze, and this is really beautiful as an all over lid color. It's a little bit deeper, but it's so stunning. So this is the shade Bronze, and it's really pretty and it blends out super nice. So I'm gonna do the shade Copper as my all over lid color, and I've applied this with my finger and with a brush. Sometimes I think it's easier to like apply it with your finger and then go back with the brush and kind of blend it out a little bit more. So I just dipped my finger into the pan here, and I'm just going to sweep it over the lid. But see the color payout on that? It's so bold and beautiful. And obviously when you go back in with a brush, you can soften it up. So I'll do the same on this side, just to lay the shadow down onto the lid, and it's so pretty. Then I'll just take a fluffy brush and blend it into the rest of my eyelid so that it's not super stark. It's just really pretty. And it's just a quick, super easy single shadow eye look. Really easy. And it softened up quite a bit as I like used a brush. You can actually apply a little bit more with the fluffy brush and just blend it everywhere. But this is the eyeshadow. So pretty. Next, I'm gonna just line really close to my lash line with the eye pencil. This is just in black, and I like it pretty decently for an eyeliner. Very truthfully, I don't use eyeliner all that often, but sometimes I like to apply it right next to the lash line, a super thin line, just to make my lashes look a little bit more full and thick at the base. But I've never really done like a thicker eyeliner look. I just use it to add a little bit more definition right at the lash line, and this does a pretty good job at being precise. So that's really all I'll do for the liner. And I'm actually gonna take the Just a Sec Pod in Bronze here and apply this to my lower lash line, just almost as an eyeliner, just to give some definition to the bottom lashes here. I think that just adds a little bit of something, nothing too dark. But next I'm going to quickly curl my lashes and then apply the mascara. So this is the mascara, and I love this mascara. It doesn't bleed under the eyes. I've worn this a bunch now since trying it out. It's got this curved, voluminous brush, and it just separates the lashes really nicely, but gives you a ton of volume without your lashes getting really clumpy. I feel like sometimes these full volume mascaras can just make your lashes look so messy and clumpy, but this really separates everything nicely. It still gives you that really great volume. So you can see the difference here. So this is one coat of the mascara, and again, it's like voluminous, but still pretty natural and in line with the whole Jones Road look. I'm gonna apply a second coat just to see what it looks like. It definitely thickens everything up really nicely. It looks like my lashes are very full, which I love, but they don't look like spidery at all, which is nice. But this is the mascara with 2 coats, and you guys know I have very straight, short Asian lashes, so it's a really decent amount of volume. One thing that I realized is that I forgot to apply some blush to my nose, and that's something I always do, but I just forgot this time. So I'm gonna quickly just tap in the blush stick into my nose. And then for my lips, I'm actually gonna use the Cool Gloss. This is in the shade Mocha, and it's this shimmery lip gloss in this really pretty brown nude. And I would say it's pretty sheer, but it smells minty and fresh, and I really like it. It's not sticky, it's really comfortable on the lips. But this is the full face Jones Road beauty look, and I really like the way that It's very natural, it's very comfortable on the skin. I feel like the eye look was super easy, just one shade, and it's very fresh for summer. So I hope you guys liked this video and this review. I'll have everything linked down below in the description box with the shades that I used. If you enjoyed it though, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you end up trying anything out from Jones Road Beauty. And if you are new here on my channel and you want to stick around for some more videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you back on my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one really, really soon. Bye guys.